The bridge of the Coalition flagship Harmony's Edge fell silent as the massive shadow emerged from the asteroid field. Admiral Zextai's four eyes dilated in horror as sensors struggled to process what they were detecting. The object was impossibly large, nearly 3 kilometers of twisted metal and unknown alloys, scarred by countless battles and bearing the unmistakable angular design philosophy that had once terrorized the galaxy. "By the 7 moons," whispered Commander Yith, her translucent blue skin paling to near transparency. "That's a human dreadnought." The assembled fleet of 47 coalition vessels, representing 12 different species and the combined military might of 3 sectors, suddenly felt inadequate. They had come to investigate reports of human archaeological activity in the restricted Kepler 442 system, expecting to find perhaps a small research team violating the Treaty of Centauri Prime. Instead, they found themselves staring at a relic from humanity's most violent epoch. Admiral Zextai activated the fleet-wide communication array. "All vessels maintain defensive formations. Do not under any circumstances engage without direct authorization." His gravelly voice betrayed none of the fear coursing through his veins. He had studied the histories, read the classified reports. Humanity had been contained for good reason. The dreadnought hung motionless in space, its hull a patchwork of repairs and modifications spanning centuries. Massive weapon emplacements dotted its surface like mechanical tumors, and the distinctive glow of human fusion drives flickered weakly along its stern. Most unsettling were the words emblazoned across its bow in faded Terran script: UES Defiant. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the command deck of her ancient vessel, her weathered hands resting on consoles that had been old when her grandmother was young. At 73, she was among the last generation of humans who remembered the old ways. Before the restrictions, before the exile, before humanity had been forced to pretend they were something less than what they truly were. "Power levels holding steady at 40%, Captain," reported her chief engineer, Marcus Rivera. The skeleton crew of 37 was all volunteers, each one carrying the weight of their species' forgotten legacy. "We're running on fumes and determination, but she's responding." Sarah nodded, her gray eyes fixed on the Coalition fleet through the main viewport. "They're scared," she observed with grim satisfaction. "Good. They should be." The Defiant had been humanity's answer to the Vorth hegemony 3 centuries ago, a ship designed not for exploration or diplomacy, but for one purpose: winning wars. When the Coalition had finally intervened, forcing peace through overwhelming numbers, ships like the Defiant had been decommissioned, hidden away, forgotten by design. But humans never forgot. They simply waited. "Captain," her communications officer called out, "we're receiving a transmission from the Coalition flagship. Put it through." Admiral Zextai's reptilian features filled the view screen, his scaled face rigid with barely controlled anxiety. "Human vessel, you are in violation of 17 different articles of the Treaty of Centauri Prime. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded." Sarah stepped forward, her voice calm but carrying the unmistakable edge that had made human negotiators legendary. "Admiral, I am Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earthship Defiant. We are conducting salvage operations in unclaimed space under Article 7 of the same treaty you just cited. I suggest you review your law books." "This system was declared off-limits to active military operations," Sarah interrupted. "My ship is decommissioned and has been for 200 years. We're treasure hunters now, not soldiers." The lie came easily, but the truth behind it was far more complex. They weren't here for treasure. They were here for vindication. The real prize lay deep in the asteroid field, the wreckage of the Vorth command ship Endless Glory, which had been thought completely destroyed during the Battle of Kepler 442. Recent intelligence suggested otherwise, and what remained in its databanks could change everything. Admiral Zextai's patience was wearing thin. "Captain Chen, your vessel may be decommissioned, but it still mounts enough firepower to level a moon. The Coalition cannot permit..." Alarms suddenly screamed across both fleets as new contacts emerged from hyperspace. The sleek predatory forms of Vorth attack cruisers materialized in perfect formation, their hulls gleaming with the dark elegance that had once struck terror into 1,000 worlds. 36 Vorth vessels. "Admiral," came the panicked report from one of his bridge officers. "They're powering weapons." The lead Vorth cruiser broadcast on all frequencies, its message delivered in the harmonic tones of their ancient language. The secrets of Kepler 442 belong to the hegemony. All intruders will be destroyed. Sarah smiled, the first genuine smile she'd worn in decades. Well, Admiral, looks like you have a choice. You can keep pointing those guns at us, or you can remember why the Coalition keeps humans around. Admiral Zexatai stared at the tactical display. 36 Vorth cruisers against 47 Coalition ships should have been manageable, but Vorth technology had always been superior. His fleet would win, but at terrible cost. Then he looked at the Defiant, battered, ancient, but still radiating the unmistakable aura of lethality that had made human warships the stuff of nightmares. Captain Chen, he said slowly, the Coalition would appreciate any assistance you might offer. Sarah's smile widened as she turned to her crew. Gentlemen, it seems we're back in the war business. Mr. Rivera, bring us to full power. All hands, battle stations. The Defiant came alive with a deep thrumming roar that could be felt through the hulls of ships 1,000 kilometers away. Weapon systems that had slumbered for centuries awoke with hungry anticipation. The ancient Dreadnought began to move, accelerating with surprising grace toward the Vorth formation. This is Captain Chen to all Coalition vessels, she broadcast. Follow our lead and try to keep up. Today you're going to learn why the galaxy used to whisper our name in the dark. As the first Vorth missiles streaked toward them, the Defiant opened fire with weapons that had been designed when humanity still believed war was something to be won, not managed. The galaxy was about to remember what humans did best: